Hey, what's up traders, this is Dave FX Hunter, and it was quite long time, right? So anyway, I'm back, and today I'm going to give you my outlook for the next week. So if you follow me, you probably know that I focus right now just to the two pairs, euro and gold. So it doesn't mean I'm not watching other pairs, but this is only two where I'm interested to trade. My algos trading other pairs, and this is where I'm doing my analysis and where I'm specializing to it. So I will give you my outlook, and I will give you a little bit more context, right? So I think it's going to be something like a 10-15 minutes. I will try to be fast, not speak too much, but it's necessary to completely explain what I'm seeing and why I'm seeing, right? So otherwise I could just tell you up and down, right? I understand that most of you are probably just for this in here, but if you want to learn something, maybe this would be good to understand this. So anyway, this is a dollar index, and I'm seeing the bounce from this order block, right? And I think we will go higher, right? So why this order block, why this level is strong in my opinion? So why is that? It's because it took out this high, and this is where this move has originated, right? Why as well we bounced in here? If you take your fib and place it from this low to this high, and you will have just this 50% line in here, you will find out that the price has repriced below a 50%, and always going to the 50% liquidity level, which was taken in here. Then we have created this to a double bottom in here, which was then manipulated, and the price is going higher, right? So that's why this level where I think the price will reprice right now. So what we can see in here, so we know that the liquidity down here was taken, so it's loaded, and it's going for another buy side liquidity, which would be this high, maybe this fair value gap. We don't know it yet, but look at this, just to putting same logic from the high to the low, right? And we get a 50% equilibrium. And if we put same logic that we are going for at least for the first liquidity above this equilibrium, so that would be above this high, and maybe this 50% of this FVG, that would be probably our level, right? So maybe we could go up to here, right? And that could be our bias for now. However, even though I think we're going in there, obviously I'm not going to open a trade right now and waiting until it comes in that level, right? What we want to do, we want to play on the lower time frame. So I'm going lower time frame daily. Right now we are on the daily, and let me show you what I'm seeing in here. So the price was going higher, right? Then it dropped this week below this low, right? When it happened on the Tuesday. Why on the Tuesday? Because the COT data was released in here on the Tuesday, where actually the banks has reported quite shorts, and it's showing you it's bearish. Let me show you in here. So here we have a COT data on the right side for the dollar index, and we can see that they are showing bearishness, right? They're showing the shorts, but right now let me explain you. They basically want to hide what they are doing, right? So Tuesday, let me go 4 hours. So the Tuesday was somewhere in here, let's say in here, they reported the data, the shorts, right? So basically they've been shorting from here. And the week before we have seen Tuesday is here, and again, they've been adding the shorts, right? So here is a COT data. When they have to report their data, then it's published on the Friday. So we get the data here, and we don't see this move, right? Then on the next Tuesday, they knew that it will be reported in here, so they basically closed some longs, added some shorts, right? And this is what we get in our report, where we can see 20k shorts, right? So the people who are less informed basically don't know what is going on, and they're trying to read COT reports and they think it's bearish. However, it's not, because the next days in this period, which we don't have the data right now, as you can see how unfair it is, they basically drop the price to the sell side, right? And now they pumping it higher, right? So they move it higher. Then on the non-farm payrolls, they dropped it into this fair value gap. You can see how beautifully it reacted and be going higher, right? So in my opinion, next week, these highs will be in play, right? I'm not sure if we will reach to this high, but what I would like to see here on the dollar index is this daily inverse fair value gap, maybe some just drop in here and then bullishness, right? So that's for the dollar index. Let's go to the euro. Euro opposite, right? Exact opposite. If we go to the bigger time frame, we can see what is in here, right? So where we are going right now, in my opinion, if we put it like this to the weekly, let me remove this one. In my opinion, let me put this, right? You see 50%. Here we have this first liquidity below it. In my opinion, we are ready for the journey down to here, right? Anyway, let me show you the COT data right now, and we can see it quite strong bullish. It was quite strong longs they had here on the top. Then they close some, then they take it to the maximum again, and now we are dropping, right? So from 264 down to 230, right? So that is quite significantly bearish changes, right? So in my opinion, we are ready to go lower. And again, of course, I'm not going to open a short here and just wait for that, right? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to the lower time frame, and what we can see in here is again this beautiful price action where the price moved above the previous week's high, right? And then it dropped lower, right? So we had this Thursday move down, and on the Friday we can see this candle. Let me show you where was a beautiful setup. Unfortunately, I didn't trade it, but because I was trading gold. And what we can see in here is basically the price has made the rate above a liquidity level, and then it dropped lower, break the structure, right? And then it retraced into the where, right? What is ICT teaching? I'm obviously not trying to teach ICT. I'm not ICT. I'm not a mentor or anything, but I like to use his, let's say, vocabulary. So this thing is basically a breaker block, right? So this was a possible short for the euro. So what I'm expecting right now, I like this inverse fair value gap, this one, right? And in my opinion, just some nice pullback into it, and short would be nice for the next week. If we look to the not COT data, but it's obviously my app, which you can find on my website. If you click to the order flow, it will take you here. And if you go test version, there is a free data for the euro and JPY. If you go full version, you can buy just for $3.7 per week. Anyway, so what we see here is, look at this. This is a retail, that are retail positions, right? So which I collect from the secret source, which I cannot tell you. So this, what we can see in here, look at this. For the last 3 days, the green is going up. What does it mean? Long percentage from 28% to the 79%. So basically the retail is in the opinion that it will go up, right? They are 17,000K longs against 4.5, right? So they are bullish, right? So what does it mean? It means they probably thought something like we have the break of the structure, right? And then maybe pull back and long, but it's not happening, right? We're going lower, because if we look to the COT data big players, they are basically bearish, right? So that's a perfect conditions. Retail bullish, big players bearish. We see the price action. We know where is our potential target, right? So it doesn't have to be straight down into this equilibrium, but it could be something nice like this. So in my opinion, that's a very big potential that it's going to happen. And right now, let's go to the gold, right? So we know that dollar is bullish, which should mean, it doesn't mean always, there is not always 100% correlation between the gold and the dollar, but in my opinion everything says that we going lower. So what I can see in here again, right, we had this low to this high, right, then price reacted in this. Just go by yourself, look at the left, what is in there, right? There was a high, so it was a liquidity pool, right? Then price start to drop lower, will not be wasting time explaining this price action, but what we want to see is what's going on in here and what we got in here, right? So we know from where it's going, from which liquidity pool, and what liquidity it would be looking for below, again, below this 50%, right, which would be somewhere a bit lower, would be potentially, could be this one, but if it is too close to this equilibrium, they might look for another one, right? So what has happened in here, so if we think that this is our target, right, let's mark it as a target. I'm using this color as a target. So what has happened in here, the price has dropped lower in here, start to move higher. You see it took out a liquidity in here, you know, attracted people into the trade, dropped lower, right, and then moving higher again. Here we had actually this break of the structure, right? You can see how they left this as a beautiful two equal lows, and then it moved up exactly into this order block, right, taking previous week's highs in here, and right now I think we are ready for the drop. Let me take it to the 4 hours, which would be a perfect, so we can see it nicely in here, right? Right now, where is this COT data? Let me show you what I see in the COT data, what gives me the confidence. Let's bring gold, right? So just wait a second, and in the gold right now we can see, we can see how the shorts has been built in here, right? So basically for the past 3 weeks, the shorts quite higher than they've been before, right? We can see some longs been growing. If we put, let's say, just 1 year history, we will see a little bit different colors, right? So we can see the longs has been growing in here, right? We can see longs has grown from 228 to the 236, but meanwhile, and especially last week, they added from 226 to the 236, right? So we can see the net positions has grown from the 100k to the 123, which is 21k longs growth, but don't buy this from them. Why that happen? Look, again, here is a data release, right? So we can see a massive sell-off, and then here was this when this data was reported, these longs which was added, right? That's where we see that 20k growth, but it's not reversal, it's just a pullback, right? So it's what is showing in here. In here we can see this up move taking out this liquidity, and from here, when this happened, this started to move lower, right? So we have come exactly into that level right now, took out this liquidity in here. Let me show you on this lower time frame in here, right? And then it's dropping lower, right? So on Friday I actually took this trade. I had the long up here, and then I shorted it here, and that's what I actually called in my Telegram channel. So if you're not there, you should join, because all this was shown in there like this. Longs, you know, closing the longs. Then I'm looking for the shorts in here. You can see, boom, I shorted and expecting price to drop lower, right? Which then happen, right? So anyway, if you are not in my Telegram channel, just join and trade with me. Anyway, my friends, thank you and have a great weekend. Bye bye.